town any longer.
Folks, thank you so much for making time with me. I know, look, I got to ask you guys something. You guys have probably been super busy this summer because I was on your Facebook, and it's like you guys did this fantastic performance during Canada Day. You've been doing a lot of festivals. Like, this must be a super busy time for you guys.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
Pretty much every weekend.
Yeah.
Seems like.
Yeah, pretty much every weekend from now until the end of the summer, we've got a show coming up. So we're very excited about that.
Well, then we are so thrilled that you guys have made time to do Chevy Music Indie Fridays at Yonge Dundas Square. This is going to be the country music edition, the Canadian country music edition. Thrilled that you guys can be going to be part of this. How do you guys feel being part of this, even though you've got such a busy summer?
Well, we're absolutely stoked to be there.
Yeah.
The opportunity that came up kind of quickly for us, and we were so quick to say yes, and we can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good time. And then our friend Chris Barclay is going to be on as well. And we've never actually met Sons of Daughters, but we're really excited to hear their stuff too. So it's going to be a really good night.
Their stuff is just like you guys, absolutely amazing. You know, one of the things that I love about with country music, especially in the last 3-4 years, and you guys are doing this so well too, harmonies. It seems like Canadian country artists have somehow gone back sort of a little bit of old school and brought back the harmonies. Has that always been sort of an easy thing for you guys?
Honestly, no. Like, we just kind of started working on that, especially for the last EP. Brendan definitely wanted to be more present on it. And I think as siblings, it's kind of nice because we already kind of have, like, matching tones and
yeah.
So when we sing, it just kind of meshes nicely together. But that's something that definitely we've had to both work on the last couple of years at least. But it's so much fun, and it's just
it's always a work in progress.
Yeah,
because like you said, there's so many great Canadian country artists out there doing it, and it's awesome to get out there and hear them do it. It's inspiring. So that's why we're constantly working at it to hopefully be as good as the others and keep the tradition going.
Yeah.
You guys got no worries. You're definitely there. No worries there.
Thank you.
You know, but the other thing too is, especially I would say in the last 10 years, last 7 years, Canadian country music exploding. It's like it's in this bubble that's ready to burst. There are so many great, whether it be single artists, whether it be duos like yourselves, whether it be groups. Something's going on in the water up here in the Great White North. So many great artists. Like, how do you guys feel being part of this family where, and this is where I say, too, one of the few genres, everybody is helping everybody out?
I think that's the main thing, and I think country music, especially in Canada, has always been kind of like this family dynamic. Well, even in the South, too, but just there's always been a family aspect to country music. And it really is true that, like, we all support each other and we all come out to each other's shows and we all hang out together outside of shows. Like, everybody knows everybody. And I think that's why it's just so easy to constantly be, like, playing shows with each other and hanging out, because there's just such a good group of people that genuinely love country music and love what they do and are able to share that with each other all the time. It's just been an awesome experience.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's get a little bit into your careers, because right off the top, this is a family thing. How did this all begin?
I've been singing and writing lyrics my entire life, and then I learned to play guitar when I was around 17, 18. I'm 26 now. And then Brendan.
Yeah, we've always been around music. Myself, I got the guitar bug first. Our dad always played, so we'd wake up to the sound of him playing his old Martin guitar, and it sort of stemmed from there. I started playing the acoustic, playing bluegrass guitar and country picking, and then got an electric, and Brad Paisley's my hero, so had to get a Fender Telecaster, and now that's just my thing. And we started writing together more so within the last 6 years, I'd say, and we started playing shows and blending our styles together, and so far it's been a blast.
What's the writing process like with both of you, especially being brother and sister? Is it kind of different from, say, just being two people who have met and became a duo?
I think, quite honestly, I think we might have a bit of a different dynamic and take on our songwriting process, just simply because, like, we're still living at home with mom and dad, and, like, we have seen each other through all of our ups and downs, through every part of our life. And so it's so easy for Brendan to come to me being like, hey, like, I've got lyrics about this, and I know exactly what it's, like, referencing, or I'll do the same thing with him. So we kind of can bounce back off of each other's energy that way and kind of work through each other's difficulties and good times to kind of come up with music together, which is it's really nice because we kind of have that going for us.
Do you look at, you guys kind of mentioned it before, but do you look at other Canadian artists for inspiration, especially, like, for example, right now, the Wreck Laws, brother and sister duo, who have, especially in the last 3 years, exploded and becoming one of the top duos, not just in Canada, but we're just talking in country music in general.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely.
Yeah, we love their stuff, and, like, they're super cool people. Like, Stu's hilarious.
Yeah, they're just great.
Yeah, I think watching them together, we see a lot of similarities, honestly, just because, like, they like to goof around. They're pretty easygoing.
Yeah, we get the similarities too. People will call it out, say, "Oh, you're like the Wreck Laws."
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun.
Yeah, but it's nice because, like, I think there are, like, those special kind of things, and being a brother-sister duo, that's kind of, it's just another extra element.
It's a special dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that's absolutely that too. And you guys have, because I've seen pictures, you guys have run into other great Canadian artists too. Do you guys ever, like, pick some of their brains, like Washboard Union or things like that? Do you kind of go, hey, what's a little bit of your success, and sort of take it in for yourselves too?
Yeah, it's one of those things where when we meet those guys, it's just like we kind of get to know them, and then they're always willing. Like, that's just the whole country music thing. Again, it's like people just always want to be so giving and sharing and, like, helpful with each other. So it always comes kind of full circle. It's like David Boyd James was so nice to invite us out to some of his shows, and then Washboard Union was just, like, kind of, like, talking about getting in with Warner and talking about, like, how to get labels' attention with us. Like, they're so nice with just offering up, like, their own experiences as well. So, and that just comes through that we don't really have to ask. I think it's just, like, one of the generous parts of the industry, especially for country music anyway.
Absolutely. Everyone, especially in the Canadian side of the industry, has been just the sweetest, and it's always a friendly interaction. You feel so comfortable asking them questions about certain things regarding the industry, and it's really nice. We're thankful for that.
Now, I know you guys had entered into the Sirius XM Top of the Country. How did that go for you guys? Just curious.
We didn't make it in, but some of our friends did, which is nice.
Yeah, but it was a fun time shooting the video, and we got some content up, which is always great, and we're really proud of how it was received. We had lots of people commenting and sharing the video, and it was a good experience overall.
Yeah.
And and I'm glad you mentioned about the video, and I hope people get out there and see that "Pull My Heart Away." It's an original song. I think that really shows the depth that you guys have in great songwriting, lyrics, and just harmonies too. When it comes to lyrics and stories, what kind of stories do you guys like to talk about and sing about?
A lot of them lately are about relationships.
Yeah,
but,
things like that come up.
We're working on a song right now about beer, though, so that's always relatable and good.
Yeah, it's a little more fun than heartbreak and all that stuff.
Yeah, we honestly just kind of write about stuff that we're feeling, and it just works out nicely that people can relate to it and resonate with it and feel something when they listen to it, which we're super thankful for. But really, it's just kind of us putting our feelings out there and hoping that people can kind of take that and do something with that on their own.
Yeah, it's going to mean something to everyone else, which is a special thing about music. And it's always touching when you write a song that means something to you in a certain way. And, when it hits the ears of who knows how many people, each person's going to have a different experience to relate it to, it's really nice.
Well, you guys, do you realize you just proved that you guys are country artists? Because there is not one country artist on the planet that hasn't sung about liquor. I mean, it's like
that's true.
It's true.
Yeah.
it's like it's a birthright. You have to write
you
a
have
song.
to have a song about beer.
Just curious though, I kind of mentioned earlier at the top of our interview about Canada Day. What was that like? Because I think you guys performed in front of 20,000 people or something like that.
Crazy,
yeah, that
crazy
was insane.
experience.
Like we couldn't even see stage left just with the way the stage was angled. But my friends that were there were saying that the entire park was full of people, and we had no idea until we got off the stage.
Yeah, when the lights hit a certain angle on stage and you could see out, and they weren't blasting you in the eye, and you were blinded, all you could see was people.
Yeah. And we sang our song "Can't Chase a Runner," and everyone was clapping along to it, which was I almost cried. It was such a cool experience to see people engaging with us with our own song, and that was the biggest crowd we've played to yet. So that was amazing.
And just curious, where was it again?
It was at Milne Park in Markham.
Wow, so close by. But here's the thing: you guys are talking about great songs. As I mentioned earlier, I had a chance to listen to Dust, and I love that. What is that about?
That's the song in itself.
Yeah, the song Dust. What is it about?
Oh, sorry, because the EP is called Dust. I wasn't sure what you
Yeah, no. The song itself.
That one we actually wrote with kind of we wanted to have a kind of take it easy by the Eagles kind of vibe to it.
Yeah, certainly with the harmonies, what we were going for there.
But that one's basically just about two people going through a separation, and the boy kind of feels like I've just lost somebody, and the girl is just like, I need to leave. And it's both about how they're just kind of going their own separate ways and not looking back, even though they both still feel very much upset about the whole thing. So.
And don't look back, just keep on driving. Leave your memory in a cloud of dust. 'Cause there ain't no use in chasing something that's already gone.
Ooh, that's a definite. Oh, I love that. Absolutely. What's the rest of the EP Dust about?
There's actually, we kind of go through some kind of a bit of a wave with it. It's kind of an emotional roller coaster of things. We go from a breakup song to a song about being been there, done that. I'm so over your stuff, over your crap, and then
to another breakup song.
To another breakup song.
And then a song called First to Fall, which we wrote together in a car. It took all of an hour. We were driving around after a small show.
Yeah.
And
Stouffville to Uxbridge to Bradford and back to Aurora. We wrote. Brendan was in the backseat
playing guitar,
and we just wrote the song First of All, which I think is my favorite song on the album.
Me too. Yeah.
And that's about kind of being afraid to take that leap in a relationship or in anything really, and just being afraid to be the first to fall in that kind of process.
So are we going to hear the music from Dust when you perform at Young Dundas Square for Music Indie Friday? What's the show going to be like when you guys perform?
High energy. We have some of the most amazing bandmates of all time.
They're so much fun to play with.
We have Graham Munstead on electric guitar, we have Nick Fernandez on bass, and we have Carlos Aguilera on drums, and we just have so much fun together, and I feel it when we're on stage together, so I really hope that comes across to the audience as well, because it's just, you're going to have fun. That's what we want you to do, and we're going to have
guitars,
fun.
Lots of harmonies, and
lots of me just jumping around.
I can't wait, because I get to introduce you guys, so this is going to be a blast for me. For folks who want to follow you guys, wherever you want on social media, that's the place to go. Where do we go to follow you?
On Instagram at Official Beresford Music, on Facebook at Beresford Music, and then our Twitter handle is
Official Beresford Music.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Folks, thank you so much for making time for me. I know, like I said, summer, busy schedule for you guys, but again, so glad you're able to squeeze us in for Chevy Music Presents Indie Fridays at Young Dundas Square. Going to be a blast. Looking forward to it. Have a great couple of days, and I will see you on Friday in the middle of Toronto.
Thank you so much. We're looking forward to it. Can't wait to see you Friday.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.